Hold it!
Strength far beyond any mortal woman. And just how strong would that be? You need but look at the wound she inflicted upon my body. Though I had hoped to never have to think about that again. Your wound? It was pretty deep, and there was a tremendous amount of blood. And while Acolyte Zealot was rather small in stature, he was strong. Nevertheless, he was no match for the sheer strength of Lady Kira. Maya's spirit channeling is proof that she's Lady... This is no good. I have to prove she didn't channel the original Lady Kira. Alright, that's the only thing I got. Let me just look through the evidence one more time.
Objection!
The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. Have it in me. I'm afraid you've mistaken. This could not have been used to channel Lady Kira. What nonsense. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira.
Take that!
Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit. Okay. Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my. Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper? Yes, who is this other suspect, if indeed there is one at all? Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction. Okay, the one where I didn't read. I was just thinking of actually who it could be. The one where you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is. This is my chance to really turn the heat up. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. You do? Are you sure about that? Yes, completely. I sense that I may regret this, but please, go on and explain. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Take that!
The Trinity of rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is... Pray Zealot! What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say? Peace. I say peace. The defense will continue. Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until 3, and there were only one left. There was only one left. But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim? Yes, of course. I will have some in a moment, that is. At least I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira. Neither was Miss Minnie, or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot. And and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. I do? 2 years ago. That's all I've got. 2 years ago, he came here 2 years ago. That's what I'm going with. Yeah. Well, here's your answer. Well, I see something in this picture. I see that the orb in the background is, I think, might be the same one that goes in the statue, so... It's not that. Oh, that's gotta be it, right? Sometimes you forget to read every part of a piece of evidence. I mean, if this isn't it, then I don't know. A warning from Lady Kira to have only someone capable of entering the priest's home could have delivered it.
Take that!
This is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter. How absurd. What could that possibly prove? Prosecutor Sadmati. You stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira. And the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning any time he wanted. What's he talking about? That's just not possible. Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim? That is exactly what I'm saying. But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial has proceeded on the assumption that Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is not one of the victims, who was the killer, and what was their motive? The only suspect left is Miss Enmi. There's only one possible motive. What if Miss Enmi is a rebel? What? Fiend, you still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife? Blasphemer, you have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul. No, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the plumed Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all of the evidence linking her to the crime have been called into question. Was Lady Enmi a rebel, and did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel, and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout? Yes, but what of it? So that's it. What's gotten into him? But in me, just what is so comical? Forgive my outburst. That has simply tickled my funny bone. What did? The theme song came from the Plume Punisher clock, you say? That alarm could not possibly have gone off. What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine the last time I checked. Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm clock kept going off? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed. We leave the alarm switched off at all times. In that case, I'm sad to say that the defense's claim does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? Oh, this can't be happening. Not now. This should put it into the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. Therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer. I need an opening, something that I can raise an objection to. That Plume Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by way of the listening device. But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to the fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbot Emmy was channeled. Oh, right. Then, well, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off? Miserable wretch. That would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven. If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is in fact switched off. Come to think of it. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right. We set the switch back into the off position before we left. I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive, taiko drums in the intro are etched into my mind. They went... Oh, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai theme. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro? This trial has gone on far too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now? Objection! By all means, and let us also return Abbot Enmy's spirit to the Twilight Realm. Before I go, let me say a word to my darling mother.
Objection!
Now hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty. Yes? The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. It is? Still you writhe in defiance of your fate. The very sight reminds me of my tortured soul writhing in flames. You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence. Now, all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with the statements about the taiko drum intro. It's this. But before I do that, just in case...
Take that!
This is what's inconsistent with his statement. My client's Plume Punisher strap. What does that have to do with anything? It plays the Plume Punisher theme song. And here it is. Theme to the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. Do you see what I mean? The music victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plume Punisher theme song. I'm afraid I'm not following you. What was it if not the Plume Punisher theme? In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard... There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plume Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was... the theme of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. Peace, 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 I say. Mr. Wright. What is the Steel Samurai of which you speak? The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is an action hero show from America. The Plume Punisher theme is a total is very similar to it. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could have easily mistaken the two. But the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Actually, no. You have it backwards. Backwards? That's right. Miss Faye met an avid Plume Punisher fan here in Kurain. And as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plume Punisher strap. And this avid Plume Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife. Believe in me. Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright? For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath. Oh, I'm prepared. To turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. I better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Very well, then. Please present your evidence, if you would, defense. The evidence that proves Miss Enemy was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this.
Take that!
It's right here, in this family photo! Proof that Miss Enemy and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters. A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here? The proof that they exchanged items featuring their favorite characters is right here.
Take that!
Look at Miss Enemy's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch. Why, I never knew your wife had such hobbies, Abbot Emmy. This family photo was taken right before the Acolyte Zealot was murdered. By that point, my client had the Plume Punisher strap and Miss Enemy had the Samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Miss Enemy was wearing. I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums were something else. My wife never had such a watch. The truth, I tell you, you must believe me, Your Majesty. Be not deceived by the defense's lawyerly, oh boy, chicanery? That's not chicanery, it's like, we're looking it up. This one I have absolutely no clue. Okay, use of trickery to achieve a political, financial, or legal purpose. And
Chicanery.
chicanery. Alright, never heard that word before. Okay. Chicanery. Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve? There's a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim. A big gaping hole? I don't think so. Oh no, I'm afraid it is there. It is there, alright. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain. My brain has neither putrid nor full of holes. I'm not a zombie after all. Says the dead lawyer walking. He who is narrow of vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or, as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees. It is as you said. And Lady Enemy, the rebel, slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira. Then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain. Or the rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain. That means the high priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. How could I have missed that? So tell me, who are you going to say killed the high priest now? Do you finally understand the sheer size of the hole that riddles your putrid brain? I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the High Priest's murder. You mindless zombie. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go. And move on. That's a shitty catchphrase. I'm just gonna say it. It sucks. I'll never give up. I just need to think things through and figure out who really killed the High Priest. Oh yay, we get to do this. I love this. This is fun. If Acolyte Zealot had been... Okay, if Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, he couldn't have killed the High Priest. So the question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of the case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene? Tell me something about the crime scene before the murder. Okay, minus testimony. Said that the water was bloody before. Right, Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the High Priest's murder because of... It's gotta be Zealot's blood. That's right, Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the rite, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second, the High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout, so why didn't he report it to the authorities? If Maya had been the killer, he could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities right then? If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But going through with the rite, the High Priest risks having Maya see the spring running with blood. Why did he have to go through with the rite? Why did he have to go through with the rite? Did he want to? Yeah, because isn't she going to be, like, praying? Use the right to cover things up. But how's he planning on concealing the source of the blood in the spring? He emptied the spring, used Maya's blood, he used his own blood. Yeah. He died for the sake of the he was so devoted to the rebel cause. He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. I know who killed the High Priest. It was... I can't believe it. The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. The High Priest committed suicide? I've never heard anything more absurd. The lawyer has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. His putrid gaping holes as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand? You truly cannot see the forest for the trees. You claim the High Priest took his own life. But have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? Ah. After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust into Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused Maya Fey could have done that. It is as Prosecutor Sadmati says. Your claim is rather porous in its logic, and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout. You're right. The dagger was impaled in Zealot's body, but his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Zealot's body was already in the plaza the day before the rite. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. He was moved by Trust's soul? Let's not go with that one. Trust died by a different weapon? What? But it's the only one that's, like, not stupid. Of course, that's it! What's it? There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed into Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite. What? So that means... What does that mean? It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life.
Objection.
But no weapon was ever found. But no weapon was even found at the Inner Sanctum. If you will not listen to reason, but I'll insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be. The real weapon? Got nothing, but I know there has to have been some weapon there. Maybe if I think back to the trial thus far, I'll spot the clue I need. Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is? This is what really killed the High Priest. It's the only thing it fucking can be is the statue, right?
Take that!
What really killed him at what really killed him has been at the Inner Sanctum all this time. And its lethality has already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right. It was the Warbad statue. You believe that the statue claimed both victims' lives? Would you care to chime in, Appert in me? No, he lies. Pay him no heed. Why, it's... Lady in me. Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough? Believe... No! Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbot in me. Let your wife speak. Now, Lady in me, please continue if you would. It's that time again. And what time would that be? 2:30 in the afternoon, the time when my husband conducts his daily prayers, and the time Pere was slain. That sound, it's the Steel Samurai alarm. I too like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. So I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this. Oh, stop! She knows not what she speaks. Your Majesty, I am the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Abbot in me. Bailiff, summon a physician at once. The physician is now attending the high priest, so there's no need to fear. Now, let us continue, but he's already dead. And what about the half of him called Maya that's still among the living? Miss Enmy, will you tell us everything you know? The truth is, I am a rebel just like my husband. The tragedy unfolded before the rite, during the Feast of Blessings. I had gone to the rebel hideout to prepare for Dat's escape. And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared? Yes. Prey was shocked when he saw me there. Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel? I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout. And then he suddenly came face to face with Miss Envy. So the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira was Prey Zealot? Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice. The secret police? And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the Crown is still murder. Even without the DC Act, Dark and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch my back if I were. So I'd watch it if I were you. Cause you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes. Trick up Minister Inga's sleeve was Lady Kira? Oh, this can't be. My father would never. This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rafa. This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name. Yes. He even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Koranist clergy members receive. Lady Kira was a member of the secret police? That explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks. Guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time. But, this cannot be. Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder? Peace. Now, Lady Enmy, please continue. Prey suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab toward him with all my might. But I never meant for what happened next to occur. Allow me to take it from here. Abbot in me, are you sure you're alright now? I'm sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I am already dead. Please. We need to know what was so important that you would take your own life. Okay, never mind. It wasn't because of the wasn't trying to cover the rebels. He was trying to keep his wife safe. After I learned that my wife accidentally slain Zealot, I chilled his body with what? I chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. Then I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at that time, for it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything wrong until the rite had occurred. It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seems to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time, after all. So you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey? Yes, this was all my doing. I never told my wife of my plan, for surely she would have tried to stop me. How did you get Miss Fey's fingerprints on the dagger? I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. And right before the rite I drugged her with a sleeping agent. Then I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbad statue. That means Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started. Finally, I ended my own life, to ensure that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Fey's own hand. But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue? After I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers, I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. As I did, I grabbed the robes, taking them with me as far as I fell back onto the ground. How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing? You needn't have committed suicide simply to have framed the accused. Prosecutor Sadmati. As one well versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you of all people to understand. Understand what? This kingdom's legal system. Miss Enemy's crime? Your suicide? It can't be. That would be sadder than sad. Why, I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks. Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. Kinda drawing a blank here, to be honest. This is all I can think of.
Take that!
And how, pray tell, does that explain why he took his own life? Don't you see? The reason is right here. There is nothing to see, for that bears no relation to the question at hand. Oh, did I get it wrong? Why would the High Priest commit suicide? If it was for his wife's sakes, then maybe... Okay. The Defense Culpability Act. Circumstantial evidence supports Miss Enmy's killing of Acolyte Zealot in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey. I fail to see what that has to do with his suicide. In Kurain, the divination seance is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. The lawyer speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbat statue. I made it seem that Acolyte Fey was the rebel-hunting Lady Kira. But are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence? Forgive me, your benevolence, but it is the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps. But I had little faith in lawyers despite being a rebel. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet had I done so, my wife would have rushed to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would have suffered the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been... Poor Rafa. She is really taking this hard. But I can't say I'm surprised. Mr. Phoenix Wright, it is time to show the might of your legal prowess. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course. I'll do whatever I can. What I have done to you and Acolyte Fey is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Majesty. Yes? I ask that you please look after my wife. You have my word. Your benevolence. It is time that I return to the Twilight Realm. The Magatama of Parting, if you please. Very well. Your benevolence. Please, allow me the honor. Yes. It would be more fitting for you to send him on his way. Miss Inmay. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love. But now you can watch over me from the world beyond. Yes, always and forever. And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. The High Priest has returned to the Twilight Realm. Maya. I feel great. I guess that means he didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh. But what about the trial, Nick? It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act. Well, I see no need to continue this trial. Does the prosecution have anything to say? Mr. Phoenix Wright. I owe a debt to you, one that I will pay back in court someday. Now to deliver today's verdict, and overturn that of yesterday's trial. With respect to all current and previous charges against them, I hereby declare the accused Maya Fey and her defense Phoenix Wright not guilty. So I was thinking, Nick. The legal system here is really stacked against the defense. It's totally unfair. Yeah, it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife. It's just so sad. Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would have taken. Your benevolence? Huh? What? I was, just wondering. Are you alright? Quiet, you. How could I possibly be alright? Yeah, she's not doing all that well. Who do you think you are, suddenly appearing before me? Trampling my insides underfoot, and plunging the whole of justice into utter chaos. You even desecrated my mother and father's teachings, you soulless infidel. If that was a bit more extreme than usual. What am I to do? I had always believed that communing with a victim's Mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. I'm left now with that heavy truth in my heart. I'm sorry, Rafa. Perhaps I'm not worthy of hearing the voices of the Mitama. That's where you're wrong, Your Benevolence. What? Maya? How dare you? Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will? You know nothing, Maya Fey. It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance, that brought the truth to light. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? But what can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is that not a cruel joke? The Royal Priestess, bested by a lowly outsider. Don't be so hard on yourself. Why not? It is worth at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Listen, Your Benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The situation of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly. The station of Royal Priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you, but if you really mean all that what you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in? You know not what you speak. Actually, I kinda do. Shit. After all, I'm here training so I can become the master of my village back home. A village master, you say? I did not know. It seems I owe you no apology. For even today, I called you a neophyte practitioner. It's alright, Your Benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me. A future queen and a future village master. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, considering they may have had common ancestor. Maya's right, Your Benevolence. Barbed Head, your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You've placed an important role in assuring that justice was served. And besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it all. But that's the dangerous thinking of a rebel. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. Knowing you, Benevolence, you're more than capable. Never heard Maya talk like this before. She really has come a long way. What was that? It came from the hallway. Smoke, we better go check it out. Hurry. It's in me. Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye, I'm so sorry for what transpired. You were almost sentenced to death because of me. I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off. I will see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband. Lady Enemy, we've got to hurry. That voice. Is that Mr. Arable? I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under the odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. Hey there, PW! I wish I had more time to talk, but, Dirk, everything's ready. It's time to go. Can we see Dirk? Dirk? Wait, was that the rebel leader Dirk? After him, don't let him get away! The power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. It's the startup in a legal revolution. Hey Nick! Hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea. What is it? The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I better make another awesome TV show. If we threw in the Plume Punisher there, everyone would go nuts over it. I'll never forget what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. Turnabout Storyteller. Alright. I'll let it continue. Trial day 1, so it starts off with the trial. I kind of just want to see the animation for the beginning. Just a little taste as to what's to come. A little preview.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
It's good to be back here again. Okay, so we're playing as Athena next time. That's cool. Yep. Alright, we're Thena. That's all you get, though. So some guy who's practicing eating noodles or something? I'm not sure, because it looked like he was holding like one of those fold-up fan things. I don't know. Well, that sure was an interesting resolution to the case. Though I gotta admit, well, it does make it for like a more like, what? He killed himself? Whoa! It is kind of just a little bit more fun when there's like clearly like a bad guy who's like super eccentric and... Because I mean, praise Zealot. Not praise Zealot. Trust in me. He didn't have he didn't really have a big breakdown at all. He just sort of went rah, and that was it. So it's like I want to like prove a guy. I want to bust him, you know. That guy is just like he wasn't a bad guy. He was just trying to keep his wife from being sent to jail or killed or whatever. Oh well, but that doesn't mean that it was bad though. I did say in the last one that it just felt a little off. This one felt better though. Maybe that's just because I was able to guess, or not guess. I was able to get things more quickly. I don't know. For some reason, the last trial, like, it didn't... I don't know. Whatever. The second half of this trial was more fun for me, so it was pretty good. And I didn't guess it really what happened, so it kept me guessing. So that's good. That's good. So I appreciate that. Yeah, actually, here, I'm gonna go ahead and change costumes here before I forget. I don't think it's going to Phoenix's cutscene. Phoenix's costume is gonna change anything here. But we're gonna not be the tiger anymore. And Apollo, since I had it set to school days, did I play with it as on school days? I think I did. So we'll turn it to default. Now, Athena, no, I don't like that. It's just dumb. This is fine. I like her regular outfit. She's pretty cute. Even though her hairstyle is ridiculous. But whatever. Okay. No. Confirm. We're gonna go ahead and confirm that. We're gonna turn everyone back to normal. Maybe I'll play as Dina, the maid, the Travian costume, like for a little bit. But not as much as I'm gonna play. Actually, I think that's probably the only time that the tiger is going to make an appearance. I do really like the Apollo DLC costume, though. I will say that. So I might put that on more often because I like that one. Yeah, with the Trabian, I'm not going to use that. I might use it like once for like a little bit, for like one testimony, and then I'll be like, I'll just take it back off because it looks dumb. So yeah, I guess that'll do it. So I know this series isn't really that popular, so honestly, probably not many people are going to be hearing me say this, but whatever. I mean, I wanted to play it, you know, and it's fun to record it. And I don't struggle too much that I feel like, you know, that I'm wasting people's time. I think I get it reasonably, on a reasonable good time. I don't know. So hopefully that continues, and hopefully I don't get stuck and have to look stuff up. I did have to do it that one time. But, well, if it comes to that, then it comes to that. Whatever. But yes. It's fun. And I hope that more people watch this, because it'd be cool. It'd be great. But I can understand if people don't want to see it. It's okay. But I'm going to go through with it. I'm going to finish it. I mean, I'm 3 cases in. There's probably only 2 left, so... maybe I won't do the DLC cases, because I'm probably going to get those. Maybe I won't do that. But I'm gonna finish this game. So this is the game that's gonna be on the channel for the next week, 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna guess. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. And until then, I will see you later, guys.